SuperTalk Mississippi media production. It's time to talk about dogs.
Bulldogs have won it.
Talkin Dawgs, that is, with Robbie Faulk, right here on SuperTalk 100.9.
Talkin Dawgs is on your radio here in the Golden Triangle, SuperTalk 100.9. This is Robbie Faulk bringing you Talkin Dawgs every week here, right here on SuperTalk.fm, SuperTalk 100.9, and anywhere you get your podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in again for another great episode coming your way as we're getting set to talk Mississippi State sports, but also a ton of high school football coming your way. I'm actually going to go 2 segments deep high school football today. And I think we've talked a lot about Mississippi State on this show. The show is Talkin Dawgs, but the high school football scene here, it deserves its shine. And I've had a lot of people comment about how they've enjoyed hearing about high school sports. So let's give it another segment today. I don't know if we'll do that moving forward, but today we will do it. And I want to thank you guys again for tuning in every single week, every Wednesday, 9 to 10 a.m., and then we're coming your way in the afternoon as well, I believe from 1 to 2 p.m. here on SuperTalk 100.9. If you're in the Golden Triangle area, you can pick that up each and every week. If not, we've got you covered, man. We have got you covered across the board. Any kind of device that you have, wherever you're at across the country, you can listen to the show. I heavily encourage you to go download the episodes on your phone or tablet or whatever, wherever you get podcasts. Type in Talkin Dawgs or Robbie Faulk. There it is right there. Boom. Follow the show. Subscribe to it. Like it. Whatever you have to do. It'll come to your phone each and every week. After this episode airs on Wednesday, you can listen to the show in full, and I would appreciate your support there as well. And also, if you want to be sitting at your house doing some work or at your job site, whatever, and you want to pull this thing up on YouTube, the audio version of this is on YouTube every week, and you can listen to it on the SuperTalk.fm website or the SuperTalk app. I would appreciate you checking out any of those places will be fine, but any support that you guys bring my way is greatly appreciated. I'm happy to be here with you guys for another week. It's a bye week last week's show. This week, we're coming off a bye week for Mississippi State, and it's right back into action. Everybody got a little rest. Not us, of course, on the Mississippi State beat. We were still doing work. We had some baseball to cover, and I was able to get out to a scrimmage last week to watch Mississippi State baseball. I was there again on Tuesday afternoon watching more of the Diamond Dogs. I've seen a lot of this team so far this year. And I'm just telling you, if you're a Mississippi State fan and you don't have tickets, you might want to go ahead and start grabbing those up as soon as possible, because this is going to be a really, really fun team to watch. They're loaded on the offensive side of the ball. They've got a deep pitching staff. There's going to be a lot of decisions to be made for Brian O'Connor and Justin Parker over the coming months, but I'm just saying February cannot get here quick enough as fall ball is starting to wind down. I'm actually going to be in Pensacola, at least planning on it, this Saturday. Can't quite make it to Gainesville. That's going to be a little bit too far of a drive for me with the duties that I have on Friday night with high school football. But I'm going to try to make it down to Pensacola and watch the baseball team this weekend going up against Florida State. That's going to be really exciting, and I'll have some reports for you on next week's show, and also I'll have them right there at Maroon and White Daily. If you guys want to come check out the work that we're doing over there at On3, would love to have you join our community over there. Just $1 for the first week, but I promise you, you're going to want to hang on and be a part of that community moving forward. So come check us out over there for all the reports for Mississippi State baseball. And we got basketball season coming up, so we'll have some basketball news this weekend. Paul Jones will be over at the basketball scrimmage that's happening on Saturday. He'll have some reports from there. Had a report on last week's closed scrimmage with Troy. Only site out there that had reporting on that, so you want to come check us out over there at Maroon and White Daily. But it's still the heat of football season. We are just halfway through the football schedule, and Mississippi State is still in the hunt. 4-2 on the season. They're right where they want to be. All their goals are still ahead of them, and we're going to talk about that when we come back. When Mississippi State, halfway through the season, where they're at right now. I got Jeff Levy's thoughts on that. I talked to a couple of the players about that as well, and we will talk about that when we come back as the Bulldogs have a huge game this weekend down in Gainesville. So stay tuned for more Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk here on Super Talk 100.9. We'll be right back, folks.
At Bank Oklahoma, we treat our customers like neighbors, and usually they are. You're more than just an account number. At Bank Oklahoma, you have a name, a family, and hopes and dreams for your financial future. I'm Hunter Robertson at Bank Oklahoma in Bruce. We'd love to earn your business and help you reach your financial goals. Come see me or call 662-983-3700. Bank Oklahoma, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Looking for quality and convenience? Matheson Hardware and Building Supply has you covered. We deliver lumber, roofing, doors, windows, and more straight to your job site. And check out our full line of Milwaukee battery-powered tools, plus plumbing, electrical, and Valspar paints for every project. And now we're your local source for guns, ammo, and so much more. For over 100 years, Matheson Hardware has been built on a legacy of customer service you can trust. Go find them at 281 Scott Avenue in Matheson, Mississippi, or call them today at 662-263-4583.
Power up your convenience with the 4County mobile app. Managing your electric account has never been easier. With our free mobile app, you can view your bill, balance, and account details, report outages, track restoration progress, and make secure payments online. Stay informed by scheduling alerts and reminders for important account updates. Whether you're at home or on the go, the 4County app puts control in your hands. Download the app today and experience the power of convenience.
Hey, this is William Wells. When you drop your vehicle off with us, you can trust us with our ASC certified technician. We'll take care of everything you need. Brakes, struts, shocks, alignments, check engine light, tune-up, tire sensor, tires, everything. Stop by any of our 3 locations in Starkville, West Point, and Columbus, and let our team give you the championship service you deserve.
Hello, I'm Lee Burrell, proudly serving Tillamook County. The Citizens Bank has been serving our community for over 116 years, and I'm proud to be part of this vital community bank. With over 22 years of financial experience in commercial, mortgage, and consumer lending, I'm here to help with all your loan and deposit needs. Call me at 662-323-1420 or stop by my office located at 201 Highway 12 and say hello. I'm looking forward to meeting and talking with you soon. The Citizens Bank, www.thecitizensphila.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You're listening to Talkin Dawgs on Super Talk 100.9.
Welcome back to Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk here on Super Talk 100.9, and hope you guys are enjoying a beautiful Wednesday morning out there. The weather has been phenomenal the last couple of weeks. It hasn't been too hot in the afternoon. It's been super cool in the morning and at night. We are hitting that stride here as mid-October is here, and I'm excited about what's coming in the sports scene over the next couple of months. I'm also excited about our sponsor, Jess Brantley over in West Point. You can go find him any day of the week over there, just off the main strip off of Highway 45 in West Point, and Jess is a guy that is going to be there to take care of you no matter what comes up your way. If you got to have your car fixed, if you have some roof damage, God forbid, you have some fire damage as well. Get that homeowner's insurance and that car insurance bundle that they have at Alpha. That's what I have. And man, I'm saving a ton of money. I've put this up against 3 different places, and Alpha beat it every time. And they have the customer service. I mean, the people at these insurance agencies, they are the ones that really make it for me. And Jess is one of those guys. He's there Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 a.m. You can find him over there, or you can find him whenever you need him at 662-494-4142. Call him today and start saving with Alpha. Thank you, Jess, for always supporting Talkin Dawgs here on Super Talk. All right, so Mississippi State had a bye week last week. We talked to some of the players about that bye week. It's always cool to hear what those guys do with their off week, and I want to remind people it's not totally an off week. They still got practice every day. They're still working hard. They're still in meetings. But over the weekend, it's nice for those guys to be able to take a step back, A lot of them go home. They go to their high school football games. They see their former teammates and their former coaches. They get to spend time with their families. A lot of these players, they don't get to do that for, 12 weeks out of the season. And this is a chance to just reset your mind, reset your body. It's absolutely massive to have in college football for these guys, and everybody gets it. Everybody gets 2 of them, and this is Mississippi State's first, and they needed this one badly. You have that tough 41-34 loss to Tennessee, which was the first loss of the season, a game that it really felt like Mississippi State was going to win. And it's frustrating now to look back on it. It was frustrating at the time. Mississippi State had a chance to go to 5-0 in the season. Would have jumped inside the top 25, maybe the top 20 at that point. Would have been a team that a lot of people around the country were talking about. Now they're still kind of flying under the radar. But I do think that they have the attention of a lot of people in college football that have actually watched them play. Listen to a guy like Josh Pate talk about this team. He's been following Mississippi State closely. He knows what they're capable of. He knows that there is a good team in there. They're just, to me, they're trying to find a way to learn how to win again in this league. And I know they've already won 4 ball games, and in many ways they exercised some demons against Arizona State and that win, finding a way to win that ball game, and it looked like you had let it slip away. I felt like that was a huge, huge jump for Jeff Lebby and company. I felt like just competing against Tennessee and having a chance was a huge jump. It might be frustrating to many that they didn't win that game, but just being able to have a chance and look like you're going to win the game in the final, 5 minutes, that was a huge step. Texas A&M, it sounds strange. They lose the game 31-9 a couple weeks ago, and even the stats look completely one-sided, but it really wasn't. If you break that ball game down and you look at how it played out in the first 2.5 quarters especially, that was a game that did not look like a 31-9 ball game. And that happens a lot in this sport. Games can get away from you late. We've seen that with Mississippi State over the years. This was a 14-3 game going into the fourth quarter. Mississippi State, the defense just kind of fell apart. Anthony Evans fumbled the football inside their own 20, and A&M got a touchdown out of that eventually. It really did not tell the story. So I think that's what's important for Mississippi State now is to flush that ball game. It was 31-9. You got beat badly in it, but that's not really how it played out. You take it. Blake Shapen said it well on Monday. You take things from what you see on the film. For Mississippi State defensively, you take the fact that for 2.5 quarters, you were consistently getting off the field, forcing punts, turning A&M over. That's a good offense. You were limiting what they did running the football. You were holding Mario Craver and Concepcion down at the wide receiver spots. They were not really making a huge impact in the game outside of Concepcion's touchdown in the first half. You did a lot of really good things defensively in that game. Eventually, the offense just did not do enough to give you the breathers that you needed to keep you fresh. 3-and-outs were happening, punts, things like that. That was, to me, a major detriment for this team defensively, and by the end of the game, they were just absolutely gassed. And I think that's the biggest thing. And for the offense, you look at it, and there's plays to be made if you execute it at a higher level. The offense right now is probably the biggest problem I see for Mississippi State. And it's still not something that's just really bad. I mean, this is an offense that has been fairly efficient. They've been really good early on in ball games. The A&M game notwithstanding, because they did not score on that first possession. They've been the first team to score I believe every week before, and they were the first team to score, I guess, against A&M as well, but they didn't score a touchdown. But this has been a team that, they're averaging almost 400 yards a game, which is up from last year. Their point total is drastically up from last year. They're averaging over 35 a game at this point, and Obviously you scored 9 against A&M. That was not the game that you wanted, but I just thought that things just did not go well for Mississippi State in that game offensively. By the end of the game, Fluff Bothwell was out with an injury. We told you last week we felt like he was going to be okay. Wasn't out for the season. Jeff Lebby confirmed that on last Tuesday that he would not be out for the year. I don't know what his status is moving forward. I think he's definitely going to miss this weekend, I would imagine. And that's a big missing piece, but I think they have pieces there that they should be able to run the ball effectively. Devon Booth is going to be perfectly fine in that lead role. Xavier Gayton is going to have to get more carries. He has 8 carries on the season, but for 95 yards. What does it look like if he has 12 carries? I imagine the 11 yards, 12 yards of rush is going to come down. But with more activity, this could be a guy that could, with an opportunity now for him, could emerge as a big-time playmaker for you. This is a chance with that next man up mentality. This is why you bring in the running backs that you do if you're Anthony Tucker. This is a chance here for another superstar to be made. Xavier Gayton has his opportunity here. When he's gotten his chances during his first 2 seasons, he's made plays for the Bulldogs. Now his carries are going to go up drastically. He has 8 carries on the season. You look at last year, and he came in the ball game several times and made some big plays for Mississippi State, but they were in mop-up duty. He has not had a chance to come in the ball game much during his career when it really matters. He had 8 carries last year for 115 yards, 14 yards a carry. 8 carries this year for 95. On Saturday at Florida, I imagine he will have 8 or more carries in that game alone. He's probably going to eclipse his season number in that game because he is now Mississippi State's number 2. So that's how you have to look at it if you're Mississippi State. This is an opportunity, and you have talent back there. Now, replacing a guy like Albert Reese has not been easy for Mississippi State, and hopefully he's back for Florida. You had Isaac Smith and Albert Reese on the shelf last week, and I think both of those guys should be back, but they're going to test them out this week. And today is the big day for those two. If they can come out and they can give Mississippi State a full practice, which I am optimistic about, but if they are able to do that, they should play on Saturday, and that should give them a lift. They're going to have more depth on the defensive side of the ball with arguably their best player, at least their best leader out there, and Isaac Smith. And their best offensive lineman will be back. He was sorely missed against A&M, another game where State gave up 5 sacks. So the Bulldogs are going to have to be able to block well for Blake Shapen on Saturday, and they're going to have to be able to defend. This is not a great Florida offense, but they have a really good difference-making quarterback in DJ Lagway that can make plays for them, and they have talent. At any point, this team could go off, so this game is not going to be easy for Mississippi State. But they need to be healthy going in, and it's next man up mentality for guys that are coming in there and getting their chance. And this is a big one for the Bulldogs. If they can win this ball game and get to 5-2 at this point and finally get over that hump, it's hard for me to believe that they can't find one more SEC win to get bowl eligible. And right now, that is their main focus. Jeff Lebby's not shying away from it. Try to get to 6 wins as quickly as possible to get this team a bowl game, to show that tremendous progress, and to have another stretch of bowl practices for this team to continue to develop. That is what Jeff Lebby is searching for right now. All right, we're going to take another break. When we get back, high school football in the state of Mississippi. You guys love it. I love it. We're going to talk about it. This is Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk here on SuperTalk 100.9.
When you're a Yellow Jacket, school spirit isn't just for game day, it's every day. That's why the Citizens Bank created the School Stash debit card for Starkville-Oktibbeha schools. With every transaction, select credit instead of debit, and we'll donate 5 cents to the district. It's an easy way to show your pride and support local schools with every purchase. Stop by 201 Highway 12 and get your School Stash debit card today. The Citizens Bank, in your corner every day. Member FDIC.
Here at H&R AgriPower, your local Case IH dealer, we want you to put the very best into your machine so you can get the very best out of your machine. Choose to use Case IH genuine parts. Only Case IH genuine parts are specifically engineered to fit and function perfectly with your Case IH equipment. They deliver the performance your business demands while giving you the durability your schedule depends on. So when you want to maximize your performance, go with the original Case IH genuine parts. To find Case IH genuine parts, visit H&R AgriPower, your local Case IH dealer at 841 South Frontage Road in Columbus. H&R AgriPower has the power to get you more.
Fork County Electric Power Association has spent more than 85 years working to improve the quality of life of all we touch. And that's why we created the Fork County Foundation. Thanks to the generosity of Fork County member owners, the foundation has awarded more than $2.5 million to organizations that support the communities we serve. If you have a 501c3 organization that helps improve the lives of Fork County members, visit forkcounty.org and see if the Fork County Foundation can help you.
Looking for quality and convenience? Matheson Hardware and Building Supply has you covered. We deliver lumber, roofing, doors, windows, and more straight to your job site. And check out our full line of Milwaukee battery-powered tools, plus plumbing, electrical, and Valspar paints for every project. And now we're your local source for guns, ammo, and so much more. For over 100 years, Matheson Hardware has been built on a legacy of customer service you can trust. Go find them at 281 Scott Avenue in Matheson, Mississippi, or call them today at 662-263-4583.
Find a friend in the banking business at Bank Oklahoma and take that friend with you using Bank Oklahoma mobile banking. Manage your accounts, make deposits, payments, and transfers anywhere and anytime. Bank Oklahoma offers small town feel with big city convenience and the personalized attention you deserve. I'm Joy Faulkner at Bank Oklahoma. Better together, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Talkin Dawgs on SuperTalk 100.9.
Talkin Dawgs is back here on SuperTalk 100.9. Thank you for joining me again here on the radio or wherever you're listening across the state of Mississippi, and whenever you're listening. I appreciate you. Thank you for your support each and every week. Thank you to Matheson Hardware and Building Supply. You've heard their ad here on the radio, and you've heard me talk about these folks before, Ted and Brad over there at Matheson Hardware. When you walk into the building, you feel the energy in there. You feel the love, and you feel that hometown love. A place that has been the heart of this community in Matheson, Mississippi, but really kind of North Mississippi for a long time. People came from around North Mississippi to get their building supplies right here because of how they were treated, and also because of the great deals that they have. And these people go above and beyond to make your project the best that it can be. If you don't believe me, just go in there and check it out for yourself. Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can also go on Saturday. If you're doing those Saturday projects at the house, 7 a.m. to noon, you can go check them out over there on 281 Scott Avenue in Matheson, Mississippi, 39752, obviously the zip code, right down the road from Starkville. If you're going towards, Memphis, if you're trying to get to Memphis to Winona, and you get on 82, you come up to that four-way stop there in Matheson and take a left, and right there by the railroad tracks, you will see Matheson Hardware. Go check them out today. They got building supplies. They got all the equipment for any kind of project you're wanting to do at your house. They have done an unbelievable job of gutting that building out. Such a beautiful old building. They've gutted that thing out and made it modern. It's beautiful in there, so you guys go check it out yourself. They also have deliveries for any of your orders. So go see them today. Matheson Hardware and Building Supply over in Matheson. So last week, I told you guys on Thursday I was heading to the Cross Creek Rivalry over in Winston County. That is my home county. That's the place where I grew up in this beautiful state. I was born in Ackerman, so I claim Ackerman, of course. I claim Starkville, but Louisville is my hometown, and Winston County is my home county. That's the place that raised me, and that's where I really fell in love with high school football. Growing up watching those great teams at Winston Academy in the late 90s and early 2000s, and being around my dad in the broadcast booth there, that's where I really learned how to broadcast football games and and really understand the game of football, it came from right there in Winston County, because there's been some great players and great teams and great coaches come through there over the years. Noxapater and Anawoya, they have state championship trophies in their halls, just like Winston Academy and Louisville as well. And it's been a while since Noxapater's won a title. It's been a few years since Anawoya. They won a couple. But this game between these two teams, the Cross Creek rivalry, you cannot really understand how big this thing is between those communities unless you go to one and you experience it live. Or if you're around it and you're around the town for a while, you might understand it. But this is one of the most underrated rivalries in the state of Mississippi, and I'm not kidding. These are two 1A schools. They're separated by 10 miles in Winston County. And it's really a kind of a bloodbath of a series. I'm not even going to lie. It is the vitriol, the hate, all that stuff is there. And, you know, the two communities, people get along, but there's a lot of people that don't in those two communities. And when this game comes about, it's pretty wild. And I've had the opportunity to call the last 4 on the radio. And they've been some great ball games. This one went into the hands of Anawoya. They had lost 3 in a row in the series. And that is a no-no if you're a Anawoya Warrior. And for the same way for Noxapater, who amazingly in this series, before Coach Caleb Kelly came in 2022, they had won 9 straight games in this series. Imagine if you're a Mississippi State fan, Ole Miss wins 9 straight in the Egg Bowl. There would be people, the weeping and gnashing of teeth in Starkville, or the other way around, if it was in Oxford, it would be insane. And that's kind of where things were for Noxapater. And then they come out, they win that ball game that first year 27-6. They win the last 2 have been incredibly close. 2-point ball games. Last year, Anawoya was they had a chance for a 2-point conversion to try to win the game or tie the game, and they weren't able to get it. In this one, it was all Anawoya. And a lot of it had to do with the fact that they turned over Noxapater 5 times in the game. Noxapater just continued to shoot themselves in the foot. But I give Anawoya all the credit for going and taking the game. And what you had is you had a group of seniors, quarterback Cade Massey among that group. We're going to hear from him shortly. Offensive lineman Grant Kitchens, who is committed to Southern Miss. These guys have been playing in this series for the last 4 years, and they're tired of losing. And I saw it. I was down on the field pregame. I wanted to get the feel of the atmosphere. I saw it from Anawoya down there when that happened. They just had that look and that feel about them that they were going to go win that ball game. They were all business, and they handled that game the way it should be handled. K. Massey started the game with a fumble in the first possession. He comes back on the next possession, gets a pass breakup defensively on 4th down to turn the ball over on downs. Had a fumble recovery return for a touchdown, had an interception. He ran for a touchdown. It was all Cade Massey in this ball game, and I told him I would interview him after the game. I had a great talk with Cade. Let's hear from him right now. All right, I'm here with Anawoya quarterback Cade Massey. Cade, you guys have been wanting this game for a long time. You lost 3 in a row. You went out and got it tonight. And how does it feel to bring this one back to Anawoya, this Cross Creek rivalry?
It feels great. It's something that you use as motivation all summer, to push, to look forward to this game. But it just feels great. It's like a dream come true because for 3 years I've lost it. Past 2 games, lost it right in the end of it. So, for us to come out and to do what we did tonight and come out with a win, it feels amazing.
First possession of the game, you fumble the football, and they got the ball deep in y'all's territory. They got a chance to go score a touchdown. You actually broke up the pass, I think, on the 4th down. Mm-hmm. What was your mindset just trying to get it back out there and get back to work after that fumble?
Something that I kind of picked up on is one play or one drive don't define who you are as a player or as a team. So when I fumbled, I was bummed. I was mad, and I told my team, I was like, that's on me. That drive's on me. Y'all come out. Y'all keep going as hard as y'all were, because they had their minds made up to begin the game. So they did. We came back out there, and defense had a show out that drive, and they stopped it early they put them back 4th down, and we stopped them. And it was just, one drive don't define who you are, one play don't define who you are. So you just got to flush that play. You got to move on.
You guys had a total team effort, but really great individual game for you. You got a fumble return for a touchdown. You got an interception. You threw a touchdown pass, did a little bit of everything out there. How would you kind of describe, your effort tonight, having a chance to get this trophy back?
I made up my mind early in the year that it was going to be a hard game. It was going to take, blood and everything else. I was going to fight for it, and I just came out with my mind made for the game that I was doing anything I had to do. And my team, the line, they played lights out tonight. Our defense, they put it all the way. They drove their offense back downfield, and they just couldn't do nothing against our defense. And I give all the credit to the players around me. My brothers around me, they played lights out, and that's what it took. It's us all playing together as one.
Been watching you guys the last few years. You've been close. You've been kind of scratching and clawing, and now you have a chance to have a special season because you have a lot of seniors on this team, yourself included, and Grant and a lot of these guys on this team. You guys are 2-0 in district play. Just where do you kind of describe where y'all are right now as a team with a chance to do some big things in 1A?
Right now, of course, we're all excited, but we can't let it get to our heads too much. We beat Pater, we beat Lee County, and we're 2-0. But anybody can come in and sneak up. You can't let our heads get too big and get knocked down, because it'll happen in football. The slightest little thing could knock us off track, and so we just got to keep our heads down and keep focused on what our main goal is, and that's playing till the championship. That's what our goal is. That's what everybody's goal is.
This has been Cade Massey. Nanawoya wins this one tonight, 41-16. Is that right? Over Noxapater. Breaks up a 3-game winning streak for Noxapater in the series, brings the gold trophy back to Nanawoya. So let's go back to the show. All right, that was quarterback Cade Massey. Appreciate Cade for taking the time and talking with me after the game to give his thoughts on that Cross Creek rivalry, finally bringing that trophy home. Congratulations to Nanawoya for winning that game. I'll talk a little bit more about them when we get back from the break. We need to get there real quick. When we get back, more high school football talk here on Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk on SuperTalk 100.9.
Bank Okolona is committed to the communities we serve. We offer the small town feel with big city convenience and give you the personalized attention you deserve. Come see me, Gene Childs, Community Bank President in Houston and Manatee. We have locations in Aberdeen, Bruce, Houston, Manatee, Okolona, and Tupelo. Bank Okolona, where we are better together. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Landowners, are you ready to turn your timber into real value? At Good Hope Land and Timber, we specialize in helping landowners like you make smart, sustainable decisions. Whether you're planting a final harvest, thinning a stand, development thinning, or managing your forest long-term, our experienced team is here to guide you every step of the way. We're trained in the Sustainable Forestry Initiative and follow best management practices to protect your land and maximize your return. Call me, Jake Moody, at 601-416-6266. Good Hope Land and Timber, locally trusted, landowner approved.
Hey, this is William Wells. When you drop your vehicle off with us, you can trust us with our ASC certified technician. We'll take care of everything you need. Brakes, struts, shocks, alignments, check engine light, tune-up, tire sensor, tires, everything. Stop by any of our 3 locations in Starkville, West Point, and Columbus, and let our team give you the championship service you deserve.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota compact tractors. The Kubota L-Series is the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. They're designed for easy operation and feature performance-matched attachments. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $6,000. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit H&R AgriPower, your local Kubota dealer at 841 South Frontage Road in Columbus. H&R AgriPower has the power to get you more.
Hello, I'm Lee Burrell, proudly serving Tibahaw County. The Citizens Bank has been serving our community for over 116 years, and I'm proud to be part of this vital community bank. With over 22 years of financial experience in commercial, mortgage, and consumer lending, I'm here to help with all your loan and deposit needs. Call me at 662-323-1420 or stop by my office located at 201 Highway 12 and say hello. I'm looking forward to meeting and talking with you soon. The Citizens Bank, www.thecitizensphila.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk on SuperTalk 100.9.
Welcome back to Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk here on SuperTalk 100.9 and SuperTalk.fm. This is Robbie Faulk over at Starkville Daily News and On3 Maroon and White Daily. I want to remind you guys, if you are supporters of high school sports, if you're supporters of Mississippi State Bulldogs, go check out those two publications. Go buy a newspaper. Support your local paper. We are bringing you high school football coverage like no other. Every week, it's just two of us, myself and Danny P. Smith, and we take a ton of pride in delivering you the best local news that you can get when it comes to high school sports, whether it be in the Webster County community, the Choctaw County community, or right here in Starkville with Starkville and Starkville Academy. We've been doing it for a long time. I've been with Starkville Daily now for 10 years. It's been a blessing to be there. I've experienced a lot of great seasons covering some great teams and great players, some amazing coaches, state championships each and every year. I just feel totally blessed to be able to cover this area. And then at Maroon and White Daily, the job that myself and Paul Jones do, we're very proud of, the community that we've built. Our site last month was top 15 on the entire network in traffic, so Mississippi State fans are super excited, and they're flocking to Maroon and White Daily. So I would really appreciate you guys coming to check us out. Just give us a test. Just come over there for a week. It's $1. Come check us out. See what Paul has to say about recruiting, basketball and football recruiting. I've got thoughts on Mississippi State team football news. I cover Mississippi State basketball as well. I cover baseball for us. And, of course, we have one of the best message boards out there with our premium board, the True Maroon board, and also the legendary Six Pack Speak. Our free board is available for you as well, so come check us out. So we talked about Noxapater and Anawoya, and the impact of that ball game is huge. The winner gets that trophy, the Cross Creek Trophy, but this is a division matchup between Anawoya and Noxapater. Many times this has decided the division between these two teams. And, just a few years ago, it decided the North State Championship. Who's to say these two teams will not meet again down the road next month in the playoffs? We'll see about that. But for Anawoya, to the victor goes the spoils here. They get the trophy. They get to get that win back over Noxapater for the first time in a few years. But they're now sitting here at 2-0 in the division, and they've beaten two of the best teams in the division, in Noxapater and Leake County. So in that Region 5 over there in 1A, you have 3 weeks left of the season now for Anawoya. You go to Sebastopol this week, which is just going to be a tough matchup. Them and Noxapater had a knockdown drag-out a few weeks ago. You got Ethel, who is rejuvenated under Junior Graham, the legendary coach who's made his way over there to Ethel. And then you close out against McAdams. And this entire division has been, it's really been fascinating to this point. Ethel was undefeated in non-conference play. McAdams was undefeated as well. Sebastopol had shown some good things. Noxapater, Leake County, and Anawoya has been really good early. This is a really underrated division in the North in 1A. So I'm really watching that division over the next few weeks. And there's some other divisions. The division play is really heated up. Let's start with Starkville. Last week, Starkville went to Germantown, and it was just, I'm not going to say it was a disaster because they did some good things in that game, but that isn't what Starkville football is about. Especially, dropping a game to Germantown. That is not what this team has grown accustomed to doing. They did lose to Germantown a couple of years ago for the first time, but they gave up 45 points in this game. That's just too much. And that's the third time this year that they've given up 45 or more points. The Starkville defense has a lot of issues, and it's a lot of issues that their offense cannot overcome, and their offense is having to press a little more now because of it. There's a lot to work on with this Starkville team with 4 weeks remaining. And you got the Murrah game in there next week that, no offense to Murrah, but this is just at this stage of the game and at their school, this is just not a team that can compete on the football field. They're 1-6 so far. Their only win came against Provine. They got beat 35-0 by Clinton. Lanier beat them 44-0. Holmes County, a 5A school, beat them 50-12. This is a basketball school, so I feel pretty safe in saying Starkville's going to be able to handle that game. Outside of that, these 3 games are critical for them to try to even make the playoffs, and that's something that has been, automatic for Starkville over the years. But they got Clinton and Madison Central at home. Those two feel like they really need to win those ball games to have a really good shot at winning district, and they're going to need some help on Germantown too. But then you got to go to Oxford to close out the season. That has been one of the biggest surprises in the state of Mississippi this year is what Oxford's doing. And it's not a total surprise to me because I really respect what Oxford has done under Chris Cutcliffe. I think he is arguably one of the best coaches in the state at getting the most out of his teams, having them coached up, having them ready to play. They always seem to be in the ball game in these big games. They beat Madison Central in a big game a couple of weeks ago. They were on the verge of beating Tupelo. They came up short there. That Tupelo game is the only game they've lost. They lost by 7. And that's a team that, after they've beaten Madison Central, they have a couple of tough games here. That could be for, if Starkville can find a way and get it together, that could be for a district championship. But Starkville's got to do a lot of work before they get to that point. And this week is critical for them against a Clinton team that is going to be heavily motivated to beat their former coach and John Carr. And they're always motivated to beat Starkville. They have had Starkville's number over the years. If they haven't been able to beat them, it's been a game that's given Starkville fits. And, just last year, John Carr beat this team at Starkville. Now he's coaching the Yellow Jackets, and he's going to have to beat his former team. It's at home. Starkville has been really good at home for the last 10-plus years, but this one's going to be tough. I will be on the call on the live stream. Jay Perry usually does the play-by-play for the live stream. Starkville does a really good job. He's going to be over in Gainesville getting ready for the broadcast from Mississippi State, so I'll be handling the play-by-play on that. So come check it out. Go to Starkville's athletic website. I'll probably tweet out a link, too, for you guys if you want to watch that ball game. Going to be one of the bigger games in the state of Mississippi, I feel like, on Friday night, so make sure you're tuned in for that. Choctaw County is another team that we cover, obviously, in the Starkville Daily area, and they're sitting here at 5-2 now, 2-0 in their division. They have a chance. I think if they win on Friday night against Noxubee County, I think you're probably looking at the district champs, and there will be 3 straight years. But this is a de facto district championship in my mind. Now, Winona's still hanging around. They're 1-1. They're 3-4 on the season, and of course, last week they beat Noxubee County. But I just feel like Noxubee County is a better football team. I feel like Choctaw County is as well. I don't want to get ahead of my skis on that, but I really feel like these are 2 of the best teams. We'll see on Winona what they're able to do the next 2 games. So that's a huge game over at Charger Stadium. And some news coming out of Choctaw County that it drew a lot of criticism yesterday when I posted it. And it was a little bit of a surprise how much criticism it got, but I guess some of the people have made some sense on it. But they've canceled the ball game with Houston to close out the season. It's a non-division game. Both coaches decided that this was the best thing that they could do here for their teams moving into the playoffs. They don't want anybody to get hurt. I totally get the point of view from the coaches on this. I also get the point of view from the fans. It's a game closing out the regular season, and a lot of the players and the parents they want to see as many games as possible. And you don't get a traditional senior night in the sense that parents come into the game and watching the teams. They are going to have a senior night that night for Choctaw County, but it's not an actual game. So I get that point of view, but also there's a bigger picture ahead for the coaches there at Houston and Choctaw County, and they're looking at what's coming down the line and the chance to compete for state championships and their classifications. So I don't really fault Choctaw County or Houston in that way either. Real quick, the Webster County schools that we have, East Webster and Newport. East Webster playing actually on Thursday night, 2 weeks in a row. They're going to host Holly Springs, so if you guys want to make the move down to Cumberland and watch that game, come check out a team that I think is going to contend for a North State championship in East Webster as they take on Holly Springs. And then, obviously, Eupora last week, they had a chance to get out of division and go get a homecoming win against J.Z. George. They have a huge game against Kemper County this week to try to get back on track in district play. Sitting here at 6-1, they're in a good spot, but some big games coming with Kemper, Philadelphia, and East Webster to close out the regular season. Then finish out here, Starkville Academy. I was at Starkville Academy in Mag Heights on Friday night. That was a tough outcome for the Volunteers, 42-14. They have a brutal schedule to close out. Lamar School and Heritage at home, and then they go to Hartfield. So Coach Chase Nicholson, he has a tough road ahead. All right, guys, we're going to take one more commercial break. When we come back, we will close this thing down. Appreciate you guys for being along for the ride. We got some more things to talk about when we get back. This is Talkin Dawgs, Robbie Faulk, here on Super Talk 100.9.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today. Like the Kubota L-Series compact tractor, the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., Z-Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $4,500. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit H&R AgriPower, your local Kubota dealer at 841 South Frontage Road in Columbus. H&R AgriPower has the power to get you more.
Power up your convenience with the 4-County mobile app. Managing your electric account has never been easier. With our free mobile app, you can view your bill, balance, and account details, report outages, track restoration progress, and make secure payments online. Stay informed by scheduling alerts and reminders for important account updates. Whether you're at home or on the go, the 4-County app puts control in your hands. Download the app today and experience the power of convenience.
Hey, this is William Wells. When you drop your vehicle off with us, you can trust us with our ASC certified technician. We'll take care of everything you need. Brakes, struts, shocks, alignments, check engine light, tune-up, tire sensor, tires, everything. Stop by any of our 3 locations in Starkville, West Point, and Columbus, and let our team give you the championship service you deserve.
Looking to get the most out of your land? Trust the experts at Good Hope Land and Timber, your full-service land and timber company with years of experience in forestry and land management. From land and timber purchasing, timber management, plantation thinning, and development harvesting, our team handles it all, safely, efficiently, and sustainably. Our experienced logging force is trained to the highest standards under the Sustainable Forestry Initiative and best management practices. Call me, Jake Moody, at 601-416-6266. Good Hope Land and Timber, locally trusted, landowner approved.
Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk on Super Talk 100.9.
Welcome back to Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk here on Super Talk 100.9, sponsored by Alpha Insurance. Jess Brantley over there in West Point. Jess and his team do an outstanding job bringing you all your insurance needs over there. You can follow him on Facebook at Alpha Insurance Jess Brantley for some updates there. You can go visit him at alphainsurance.com also, or just go see him in his office in West Point, 36 South 4th Street, or call him at 662-494-4142. Go check out Jess and his team and start saving with Alpha Insurance today. Also, Matheson Hardware and Building Supply. Thank you to Brad and Ted for being on this show and sponsoring this show and for everything that they do for our community. I live right down the road from this hardware store. It means so much to me and my family. It is originally my family's store, but Brad and Ted have restored this thing into something extremely special, and you guys have got to go check it out. Take a Saturday morning, Go down there. If you got some plumbing needs, you got to fix the toilet. You got your wife put grease into the drain, like mine has done a time or two, in your sink. You need something to go fish that out with, or you're doing a little side project. You're putting some playground equipment together. I don't know. Whatever you got going on, go check them out. Walk in there and just feel what I feel when I walk into that building. There's a lot of warmth and a lot of community in there, so go check them out. Mississippi State, Florida, this Saturday, 3:15 in Gainesville. The Bulldogs and the Gators going head-to-head, and State has an opportunity to go get its first SEC win since 2023. They have lost, I think it's 13 straight games in SEC play. It's a really hard pill to swallow, but that's where this program is right now. And I think that Mississippi State is so close to getting back over that hump, but they've got to go take it. And that's the challenge now for Jeff Lebby and company. They've shown so many great things this year. They've shown that they can compete against top 10 teams. They've shown that they can go beat top 25 teams. They can face adversity and get through it. They have not shown that they can go win an SEC game yet under Jeff Lebby. And he's sitting here now at 0-10 in SEC play. And as good as this season has been to this point, as much improvement as they've made, he's got to go win an SEC game. I feel like it's coming. But when is that going to happen? Could it be this Saturday? I think it can. I think this is a Florida team that is on the verge of firing Billy Napier. He's teetering. He's been teetering for a few seasons now, and he just continues to survive. Mississippi State can deliver the knockout blow. I truly believe if Mississippi State wins this game, it's over for Billy Napier. I don't think that there's a path forward with Napier, especially if they lose this game. And that's the task that they have ahead of them. Mississippi State can go win a game, and they could potentially end a coaching tenure this weekend. I don't know what's going to happen. I think State will come out and they'll play a good ball game. Can they handle the road environment? Can they come in with maturity? Can they come off that bye refreshed and come out there and handle business? That is the question. And this is a big one because they have to keep that morale. They have to keep that positive momentum moving forward. And that's the biggest challenge this week for them, is continuing to move forward as a team. I feel like they're very close to doing big things. I think that the morale with the team is still there. When you look at the comments that we've gotten from Blake Shapen and some of the players, they still believe, they have that belief system that they can go out there and they can win a big ball game. But they've got to go do it. And that's the big thing this week. I think that there's more pressure on Florida. They're playing at home. They're playing with a coach that's kind of embattled right now, that's fighting through criticism and things of that nature. But State still has to go win the game, and so that's what we'll be watching this weekend. Go out there and see some good high school football. Again, I'll be at East Webster Holly Springs on Thursday. If you see me there, say hello. I'll be at Starkville and Clinton on Friday, and then I'm going to try to get down to Pensacola for some Mississippi State baseball as they take on Florida State in the scrimmage. We'll have full coverage of that in the Mississippi State ball game at Florida over on Maroon and White Daily, and I will be back on this show next week, hopefully talking about a Mississippi State win. Come back with me. I'll see you next week. This has been Robbie Faulk with Talkin Dawgs here on SuperTalk 100.9, and I will catch you down the road.
You've been listening to Talkin Dawgs with Robbie Faulk.
Mississippi State with a victory here.
Listen each Wednesday at 9 a.m. on SuperTalk 100.9.
Don't you know I'm gonna make it with my friends? I promised myself I'd get by. Said I'm gonna try it with them too.
A SuperTalk Mississippi media production.